Hello, happiness seekers. Welcome to How to Feel Confident More Often, part 3, where I'm discussing what I have learned in this month's happiness challenge. Confidence is not a fixed attribute, but rather a feeling, a one we have, which we then translate into our actions and behaviors, and a feeling that can go up and down depending on the situations. And I did it. I completed the 3-step reflective practice focusing on my confidence. And the steps were: one, reflect every day on what confidence means to me. What are the situations when I feel confident or unconfident? Two, review the reflections and look for similar patterns. And three, reflect when I would like to feel more confident and how that would look like. And then, even to try to bring the more confident self into those situations. And I must say, this was a very insightful exercise. I guess really in the past, I assumed that we are confident or unconfident, and it's a more of a fixed journey, really. And if we build our skills of confidence, then that's it. We remain confident. But this reflection definitely showed me that confidence is much more fluid and it is a very specific individualized feeling. So for me personally, feeling confident means feeling less self conscious so that I can more objectively concentrate on the issue at hand, and I'm able to influence other people, influence the outcome of the situation as a result. So I've noticed that in situations when I felt confident, I was able to listen more actively. I was much better at being clear and precise of what I want to achieve. And I was able to influence and impact specific decisions. On the other hand, I noticed that in situations when I was feeling unconfident, I was spending quite lots of energy on being self conscious. And when I was getting self conscious, I was actually making more mistakes in English. English is my second language, so it's never perfect. But when I get self conscious, I actually start making more mistakes. I would also doubt whether my point of view is valid. And because of that, I would be focusing more on my internal dialogue and my internal feelings. And often I would not listen very well of what is happening around me. And I would not be able to influence the impact of the situation I was in. And often I would feel at the end of it, quite deflated. That didn't go according to the plan or the way I wanted. And for me, understanding this was very useful because I start spotting myself being self conscious, and I would very consciously bring myself to focus on the external factors in the situation, to really think, okay, no, I'm here to be listening. I'm here to be asking questions and I'm here to be influencing rather than getting sucked in that internal dialogue of being self conscious. So for example, at my work, as part of my role at the Science Museum Group, I do presentation and public speaking every single day. And I've noticed that at times I lose the flow of the presentation. And that is precisely when I get sucked into the internal dialogue of, oh my God, I'm not sure anymore if this content is relevant to this group, or have I actually explained this concept very well? And by concentrating more on those self doubts and being self conscious, again, the flow of presentation will go down. And actually, what I've noticed is it's so much more powerful when I have those thoughts to simply involve the audience and ask those questions. Is this clear? Is this relevant? And start a dialogue. And actually, having that dialogue allows me to very quickly bring back my confidence level. Now, situations when I feel at times unconfident are more in relation to maybe negotiating certain impacts. And especially if I feel that there is a power imbalance, I feel definitely less confident to negotiate the outcome I'm after. And I must say, I was kind of laughing about this because I had recently a situation with glasses whilst I was doing this exercise. That is, I had an eye test and they decided to change my prescription, and they gave me a new pair of glasses through which I couldn't see. So things were out of focus close up, the floor was sliding. I have a very strong astigmatism. So unfortunately, whatever they've done with the prescription was not working for me. And it was really interesting because it took me ages to persuade them to retest my eyes and change my prescription. And this situation, it was such a power imbalance because they were like, hey, we are an opticians, we are technicians, we actually know what is good for you, versus me saying, but I really cannot see through these glasses. And it's really interesting that even though it was such an obvious impact, I really couldn't see very well. I started questioning myself. Oh, maybe I just need to adjust. Maybe I just need to adapt to it. Maybe I'm just resistant to this change. And I really needed to bring my confidence up of being, again, actively listening to their arguments, but being very clear and precise that this is not what I'm after. And unfortunately, those glasses are not suitable for me. And I guess when there are power imbalances in certain situations, it might be trickier to remain feeling confident. But I just found it so funny that even it was such a clear impact, I was still having some self doubt. Understanding that I can bring my confident self and I can bring the confident feeling into multitude of situations instantly gave me a choice. And I think that is really important. This is absolutely what we need in order to feel more confident. So when we are presented with a choice with a different situation, our brain will access memories that are related to the previous similar experience. And of course, if in the past we were feeling unconfident in a certain situation, our brain will remind us about that and we'll start getting stressed. What we need to do is we need to change the memories that our brain access. So we need to go out there, try out different types of situations to be able to build those memories of confidence and allow our brain to access that. So this actually, this idea of almost rewriting our memories and allowing our brain to accessing them comes from phobias. So there are plenty of studies that show that when people have a fear of spiders and they receive certain amount of therapy for their fear, and if after the therapy they come in contact with, let's say, live tarantula and they have a fear of spiders and they suddenly are able to touch the live tarantula and that experience is actually positive for them, even 6 months later, when being exposed to spiders, the brain will access the positive memory and will not activate the fear control to be panicking and being scared. So it's really interesting because instead of accessing the fearful memories, the brain would access the calm memories from the therapy. And actually, because of that, the participants of the studies are able to stay calm and confident. So we very much are able to create alternative thought patterns to avoid those automatic negative thoughts. And bringing those positive patterns are definitely a very positive step in rising our level of confidence and feeling confident more often. So we can apply this research to confidence in situations that may trigger feeling unconfident. Try to access memories of being and feeling confident. And I guess one point of a reflection was that I guess we didn't do this in this happiness challenge, but this is very important that we understand that learning and failing is very important aspects of feeling more confident. So by taking more actions and learning new skills, we will fail at times, but it's understanding that failing isn't a lack of natural talent, but it's actually a great opportunity to strengthen our skills, resilience, and move forward. And actually, if we fail, often we then less afraid of failing in the future. So, in summary, what I have learned is that thinking about confidence as a feeling is much more empowering because we can choose how and when we want to feel confident. Realizing what confidence means to you gives you more specific steps to take. So, for instance, for me, confidence is about not being self conscious, actively listening, and influencing others. Understanding when your confidence goes down allows you to choose to tap into different memories rather than following an automatic thought pattern. So you can bring your confident self into the situation that makes you feel unconfident. And learning, trying out things, and dealing with failure is a positive aspect for confidence in the long run. And because of that, I would encourage you to pair this reflective exercise with very some practical actions of stepping out of your comfort zone. Hope you enjoyed this happiness challenge. Let me know how you feel. Connect with me on LinkedIn, and I dare you to be happy. And I see you next month.